Hi guys, welcome to Manhood Explained. My name is Camille. Today is 18th of March 2020. Welcome to live number 82. Today we're going to talk about why being stubborn is not really something bad. And it's going to take me more or less 10 minutes to go through all of this. But if you say, "Oh, I don't have 10 minutes," then I would ask yourself, if you don't have, this 10 minutes to do something positive for your relationship or learn something, why are you in your relationship in the first place? But what do I know? Listen, do you know this story that when the bank prints money, it's called currency printing or quantitative easing, or but where when you are printing money, it's basically a fraud and you're gonna go to jail. You see, the same thing is with you being stubborn. I want you to be able to look at this as an ability, because from objective point of view, it's just a great ability to have, but you just need to know that you can use it in a positive way or in the negative way. Because when someone tells you or about you that you're a stubborn person, it means that in their eyes what you're doing is negative, but they see that you've got this persistence to do it anyway. But when you're going to do something positive, they might say that you're persistent or that you're determined. So you see, the whole thing is just a matter of how you observe this thing happening, whether for you as observe is a positive or negative thing. So, but if we look at it, from kind of objective point of view, you see that it's just an ability to be persistent in something and to achieve the goal that you set yourself up to do. And to be honest, that's a great ability to have, because it just proves that you are capable of doing this. Maybe you've got strong will, maybe you just find yourself in an environment or state that helps you to go, no matter anyone says or whatever happens, I'm just going to do what I decided to do. So that's a very positive thing to have. So that's the first thing. It's good to know if you have examples of this kind of behavior, it means that you've got it, and that's cool. Second, you've got to understand how to switch it on when it's needed or switch it off when you don't want it, because it's gonna bring some negative consequence. So I found this in my life in few different situations, but one of the major ones is that when I was practicing my martial arts, we had this times of trainings when we got, like, let's say last 20 minutes of training, that our trainers just put us through a really hardcore time. They were setting up bases, using punching bags and other stuff, that we basically were running in pairs, and the first person, it took, I don't know, 20 seconds, maybe 30. It depends on how we approach this. But for let's say 20 seconds, you're doing exercise on full power, as hard as fast as you can, as you could, and then you switched, and the other person did that. Then you switched the base. After 1, 2, 3 circles like this, we were completely destroyed. We were basically leaving this place, crawling, because we were so tired. And many times we were just laying there for like 2 or 3 minutes just trying to catch breath. But interestingly enough, that was awesome, because not only your ability to go through this kind of exercise and prolong, like very hard, pushing you towards, giving everything you have, it just helped us to build resilience, or I don't know, ability to go through that, and it was amazing growth. But even more, it helped us to understand how can you get laser focus on whatever you do, even though you're so tired. And even better, when our trainers were just, standing next to us, and they're screaming, "Go, go, go! Don't stop! Go, move, move, move!" And even sometimes they were coming, like, in personally said, "Camille, what is this? What are you doing? Just move, move!" And it made you angry, but it made you laser focus. It gave you like additional level of energy out of this aggression, that you were able to push forward and at the end of the day you were not angry at them, you were so happy, you went through that, and this level of enjoyment. There's some chemical reaction in your head, dopamine or something, after this kind of hard training, and you felt like a god. But then I started to observe myself. I saw that this kind of state of me being angry or agitated helped me to be laser focused. Even to the point that I found myself. I told you some time ago that I was doing photos. That when I had like tons of photos to do, and a deadline to finish them, preparing them to send to the client or something, I found myself listening to really like very hard metal music, because it just, your body reacts, especially when it's loud. Your body reacts to that with this agitation, and I was able to be laser focused to finish what I needed to do. And I know that you and me as guys, most of us will have the same approach. If you're angry, if you're irritated, you're gonna have this laser focus to do what needs to be done. But it's just a matter of using it in proper situation. So that's why you want to learn where to switch it on. I learned this with photos, I learned this on training, and I learned this at home. That whenever I feel angry, I control it. I try to switch it off. But when I need to do something, I kind of push myself towards pumping myself up. Just, you can call yourself names, or I don't know, just say to yourself that don't be a wuss. Just do what needs to be done. Shut up. This kind of stuff. Maybe it's gonna help you. Maybe you feel this way, a different way. It works for me, and then I can kind of, or listen to the music that works. Always works for me. So then I found my way how to switch it on, but how to switch it off. You see, this is interesting because many times, at least in my case, you've got to check what's yours. It's going to be to come down, to cool down the emotions, and it's about taking the breath, sitting down, just stopping what you're doing. But sometimes you don't have this luxury to do this, especially when you're arguing or something. So what I found, there's a way to be stubborn to stop being stubborn. And you can see something like this, and I saw it is working out in real life situations. That when you start to argue or something, you see that you're getting irritated, and that you'll get stubborn, and you don't want this to go south. You tell her, listen, I told you I will never get angry at you, and I'm not gonna argue with you. So I love you. I'm gonna hug you in 3 seconds. So whatever you do, run away if you want to scream. And then you just say something like this or do something like this, and the absurdity of this situation will make her stop, and she'll say, "You're an idiot," and she'll stop the whole thing. Or she's gonna stop laughing, and this whole thing will be disarmed. So you can kind of force yourself to stop being agitated or angry. And maybe you'll have to find your own way, but you've got to learn that first of all, this is a good thing to have because you have examples of being able to achieve goals. Second, learn how to switch it on when you need to, learn how to switch it off when you need to, because you want to control the outcomes of you being stubborn, whether it's positive or negative. And number three, I want you to understand one thing, that as we said at least a few times now, I said that in those recordings, that what you need to understand that you are the leader. She wants you to lead. And if you're not doing anything, she's going to feel unhappy because she wants more, but you're not doing this. So you've got to learn and test it first of all on yourself, how to switch it on and push yourself towards, crossing another barrier of you being lazy, you not wanting or having a need to do something. It's just like, you need to learn how to work on your willpower. If you'll be able to do this on yourself, when nobody's looking, when nobody putting pressure on you, do it just on yourself, for yourself, then it's going to be much easier to do it in a situation when something goes wrong, to control your emotions, to control whatever you do. And then in a positive situations, you'll be able to achieve the goals that you set up for yourself. And then you'll be able to be this leader that she wants to be, and she'll join you right there on the spot, just because she will say, that's my man, let's play. So then, this is what I want you to take from this video. Being stubborn is not a bad thing. Objectively, it's very positive. You just have to learn how to control it for your or her benefit. So listen, the whole thing is very simple. Stubborn, aka persistent leader, is a good leader. So basically, be one. And that's it. So listen, if you like this video, if maybe you have some crazy stories about it, just put it in the comments or DM me privately. Or if you don't agree, that's awesome as well. Tell me what you think. Just show me your perspective. I know that we can learn from this kind of discussions a lot. So I'm really open to talk with you. And then if you have something that you're struggling with, or maybe just think about and you want, my point of view on that, just give me a shout. I'll be glad to help. That being said, see you tomorrow.